Hello. Welcome back to season 3 of Prescription for Change. I am your host, Dr. Michelle, physician, entrepreneur, and your new prescription for health. I am so excited for this season. It's going to be different from previous episodes in the past 2 seasons, mainly because I wanted to delve a little bit deeper. As a physician, I understand that your health is much more than what goes on in the exam room and the things that you're doing at home right before that visit. Health is just a vast amalgam of so many different aspects of our life that we don't always recognize and you may not even know. So there's so many things that impact our health, and I wanted to make sure that we were diving into that this season. Past seasons, I've always talked about just being more intentional and making sure that you're taking small steps every single day to compound on your health. And while this is all still true, I wanted to make sure that it's a lot more expansive for this season and honestly just more aligned with what so many of you have been asking for. If you've been listening for a while, you know that the podcast has always been about sustainable health, mindset, intentional living, not just quick fixes, extremes, but just real change that actually fits into your life. Things that are going to be simple to do so that they're duplicatable. But as I reflected on season 2 and the conversations I've had with patients, friends, colleagues, and many of you in the community, one thing was very clear to me. Health is not just physical. It's mental, it's emotional, it's financial, it's relational, and deeply personal. So this season, we're going to dive deeper. So you may be asking, how exactly is this season going to be different? Over the years, I've seen a common pattern. People are trying so hard to just do the right things for their health, eating better, exercising more, managing stress. All of these things are part of the reason why you're feeling stuck, overwhelmed, and there's constantly starting over, having to reset. There's so much information that you get from so many different sources, particularly social media, and looking at what other people are doing and not really paying attention to what your body actually needs in this new stage of your life. It's not because you lack discipline. It's not because you don't care. It's often just because you're being given only one piece of the puzzle. And you need to really account for all of the different facets of your health that are affecting you right at this moment. So you're told, eat this, don't eat that, work out more, but don't work out too much, sleep better, make sure you're getting X amount of hours of sleep, manage your stress, but that's making you stressed out, save money, but everyone's financial situations are very different. And the way that you view money and your relationship with money is different. And so that impacts your health. Be more productive, but make sure that you're resting. Be present, but also make sure that you're getting things done. There's so many mixed messages, so many things that it feels like you need to do in order to live that perfect, balanced life. And I've always talked about the fact that life each day isn't going to be completely balanced. It's just making sure that you have a balance within the whole spectrum of your life. So that means you may have a bad day or a day that didn't go the way that you planned, but you don't have to start all over or drop everything or say it's not working. You just need to learn how to shift, to lean into pivoting. And those are things that we don't always account for. How do you make that shift to be able to create time for yourself? All of this can be extremely exhausting. And you haven't had one person tell you exactly how you can make these simple shifts. You may also be feeling like you're completely alone in this and nobody else is going through this. I'm happy to tell you that I have found multiple women from all different backgrounds as far as careers, their health journey, their home situation, their family and friend relationships, who are going to be talking to you about their lived experiences and how they've been able to make some simple changes. Season 3 is built around a simple but powerful belief. True health happens when we treat the whole person and not just one area of life. This season, you won't just hear from me, you'll hear from a diverse lineup of experts who each bring a unique lens to what it means to live a healthy, sustainable life. We're talking with nutritionists and dietitians who break down sustainable fueling, functional medicine physicians who focus on root cause health, personal trainers and movement specialists who emphasize longevity, longevity over extremes, psychologists and mental health professionals helping us build emotional resilience, entrepreneurs who will share how to pursue success without burnout, and financial health experts teaching us how money habits impact stress and long-term wellness. Because let's just be honest, you can't eat well and exercise regularly, but if your mind is overwhelmed and your finances are constantly causing you stress, your health is going to suffer. So this season is about connecting all of those dots so that it is one simple plan and blueprint for you to be able to follow, and you can get the high-level takeaways from a lot of these experts. So moving beyond quick fixes, one of the biggest shifts this season is moving away from the idea that health is a 30-day reset or a short-term challenge or something that you do like you're sprinting. It is a journey, and it's a journey because the way that you are physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, your home situation, your family situation, all of those things change as you age, as you grow older. You don't have to think of it as a bad change. It's just that it's part of life. And as you're shifting, as you're growing, as your mindset changes, as you move, as you may have a different career or maybe new additions to the family, anything that is affecting or impacting your life in your social circles are going to impact your health. And so we're really just talking about making sure you're not looking at this as a detox week or a perfect month. It's a small, consistent decisions that you make over years. So we're going to talk about how to stop starting over, how to create healthy habits that actually stick, how mindset influences your behavior more than motivation. This is so powerful because the way that you think about things, your mental health and your mindset are going to really severely impact either negatively or positively the way that you are able to shift and move the needle in your health. And then we'll also talk about how prevention is always more powerful than reaction. Again, as a physician, specifically a pediatrician, most of what I have been doing is preventive care. And that is what I'm so passionate about. And that's what I want to be able to help, especially women who are high achieving and so many different factors that are surrounding and impacting your life at this moment. We need to get back to preventive care instead of reactive care. So this is the kind of knowledge that empowers you and not overwhelms you. The reason I really wanted to bring in different people is one, to understand that you're not alone in this. You are not the only person going through all of these things, feeling overwhelmed, maybe feeling like you have to start over, maybe having a big life-altering event happen that has changed the trajectory of your health or has changed your ability to do the things that you were doing before. And all of that is very impactful. And I want to be able to make sure that you're hearing these stories of other women and what things they're doing so that you can apply them in your own life. So as a physician and a mom and an entrepreneur, I've learned that there's no single profession or professional that has every answer, and that's okay. And that's why I'm bringing in all of these experts to talk to you. When we collaborate across specialties, whether it's medicine, nutrition, mental health, fitness, and finance, we get a more complete and realistic and compassionate picture of health. So my goal for this whole season is not just to give you information, it's to help you understand your body, your mind, your habits in a way that make you feel confident making decisions for your life, not based on trends, not based on fear, but based on knowledge and intention. Each episode will be practical, conversational, and rooted in real life application. So we'll be discussing topics like sustainable nutrition that supports energy and hormones. That is a big one. I know that is something that I am going through right now, is trying to understand how to feed my body in my mid-40s as opposed to when I was in my mid-30s. That's going to be a big one for a lot of you. Emotional wellness and how stress impacts physical health. That could be from your career, it could be from social circumstances or financial, your home life. All of those are going to be impactful. I want to talk about movement for longevity, not punishment. So making sure that you are pushing your body to limits, but not straining yourself so much that it's going to be exhausting and put a stress on your body. Financial habits that reduce anxiety and support long-term stability. This is a big one. I really have a better understanding now that your financial situation, your financial outlook, and the things that you're doing are going to have more of an impact than I realize on your health, because that can be a source of stress. It can be a source of worry or anxiety, and that is going to affect your sleep and how you eat and the things that you have access past too. So I really want to focus on that as well. And then mindset shifts that help you stay consistent even when life gets busy. I've always just wanted this to be about helping you make intentional choices that are going to move you toward the healthiest, most balanced version of your specific life. So this is your prescription, your blueprint based on what is going on in your life. And I think that's really important to focus on you as an individual because we are all so different. So for the many ways that we're alike, our bodies, our social circumstances, everything that I've talked about before that can impact your health are all going to be different. And it's going to change for you as well because your life is not set. It's not just a constant. There's so many different things that impact it every single day. So it's not going to be anything extreme or rigid, but I want to make sure that you understand how to be able to make your health sustainable while understanding how to be able to pivot, giving yourself some compassion or grace, and also being realistic. Your life is not going to be perfect every single day. If life was perfect and you didn't have any struggle, you really would not have any direction as to be able to where to go next and to be able to level up. So there have to be peaks and dips. There have to be valleys that are going to help you to grow. And when you are stretching yourself to the limits, that's the thing that's going to create change. So change doesn't happen because you overhaul your entire life overnight. It happens when you choose one better habit, one better boundary, one better mindset shift, and repeat it consistently. That's the type of change that we're focused on this season. So as we begin season 3, I want to invite you to listen differently, not with pressure to implement everything at once, but with curiosity, just genuine curiosity. Ask yourself, what one insight from this episode can I apply this week? Just one thing. It doesn't have to be all the things at once. And you can always re-listen to episodes if you want to make sure that you're applying all of the things. Implementing one thing at a time and not trying to do a major overhaul is what's going to be important because small changes truly do lead to powerful transformation over time. So if you're expecting something to happen within a few days or a week, then this is not the place for you. This is all about making small changes, and then you will see that impact. You will see that transformation. All right, so I'm going to end with just thanking you all. I am truly so grateful that you're here for this next chapter of Prescription for Change. For those of you who have stuck with me from the beginning for the past 2 seasons, and those of you who are joining and those who will continue to join. Season 3 is about alignment, sustainability, and treating health as the full, multifaceted journey that it is. So if this podcast has supported you in any way, I'd love for you to make sure you take a moment to rate and review the show. It really does help more people find this space and become part of our community. And to stay connected between episodes, you can always find me on Instagram. And I'd love for you to join my Facebook community. It is Prescription for Change, where we continue these conversations. We support each other in real time. There are lots of recipes that are on files there, and I give you all of the deets. If you're interested in diving a little bit deeper into certain things, meal prepping, mindset, movement, you can find that there. All of this will be in the link underneath this podcast. Make sure you're sharing, you rate, review. Here's to a new season, deeper conversations, meaningful, lasting change. I'll see you in the next episode. And as always, cheers to your health.